And off we go, folks. Let's get right on to it for another Harmonic Pattern podcast. Yeah, just kind of playing catch up here on Thursday edition. What's going on, everybody? How's the tin can microphone holding up today? Yeah, not the best mood. I took a long early and I got freaking burned. So I'm just monitoring this little setup here, type 1 reaction. My crew knows the deal. We got a little impatient this morning. Let's see what shapes up, because the 5-minute time frame has just continued to print patterns left and right. And I was just thinking this thing was super strong this morning. Dummy. Type 1 right there, right now. 443, guys. For my folks, just hit. Now we're 400. But you know, we've been looking at this area all morning on NQ. What's the problem? Problem is we don't have the acceleration. Never got amplified above the 50. And that's probably why I jumped the gun, a little angry. Took a chunk, you know, down 500 plus, almost 600 down on the day. So I'm going to look to probably hit this during the show. Let's see if we get a return move here. Nasdaq was up pretty strong. It's been a hell of a move. What I think is going on here, guys, is that we're just scraping this 23,600 level and rejecting for now. Now 23.4. That's the big deal. It's summer. I should know better. 5-minute SPY. What's up, Marcin? What's up, chat? Great to see you guys. Yeah, let's do that. I want to jump into Bitcoin. Getting a nice little bounce return here today. And, you know, let's see if we get an NQ trade. But right now, right here at 400, that's the bigger situation. Definitely. How about a sound check? Am I okay, guys? A couple more days. I'll be back in full next week, so looking forward to it, but also taking the time. What's going on? Great to see you. What's up, Mr. Casa? Thank you very much. Crypto Hoarder in the house. What's up, Hot Dog? Mr. Kennedy, Incredible. Mr. Lauderdale. Dereska, hey, you're coming in from quite a distance. Eyes on the VIX for Raja Bell? I don't know. You know, I'm not really concerned about the VIX. I'm not really concerned about the market. I mean, the only thing I'm really concerned about is missing the bigger blast off move that's so obvious. I mean, look, we're pausing, right? We're pausing. Welcome to the summer peak. You know, we're up here adjusted for the contract changes. That's where we are. When went up, kissed the hop on the daily, rejected back down, but it's just a matter of time before that fails. But I really want to get into Bitcoin here in a second. That's the more relevant, immediate setup. Anyway, that's what I'm looking at right now. This thing is just got overcooked. Let me see here. Just bouncing 20 off of that low. Yeah, I mean, this is the setup I'm looking for. Here, this is NQ right now, guys. There's a type 1 reaction. Dummy me gets in here early, like way early. Actually, I was up here. And normally I was down, I was like a 24-point loss. And just to let you guys know, I mean, if you're in a NQ trade and you're down more than 20, it's probably time to scratch. You're probably not in the right area. That happened to me. Regardless, I'm still looking for type 1 today and then go back for the return move. Maybe that takes a little more time. The S&P, the SPY, is that what you want to look at on the 5-minute for a second? What's up, Marcin? Oh, that's not bad. That's actually a little better with a couple of back-to-back situations. Meanwhile, ES is blistering, guys. You know, I mean, we're back to 6,400, now 6,350. The bigger deal, though, about S&P 500 remains. Okay, remains these daily structures. 6,350 is that hop level. Let me take that off. Is this two patterns, two hops, 6,350 of the prior deep crab, and now this strung out bat, if you will. I'll watch that. Right there at 6,350, right? I mean, it's pretty remarkable. What we're looking for, and probably as we get in further into this month, maybe we have a pause and come down and get a little retracement, get a counter HSI, and then go like something like that. Generally, the rejection this morning looks super strong. I just think we're scraping these bigger levels. Be aware of that. Welcome to August. Let's get through it, and then let's start the rodeo come September. That's no matter what this retracement, as we said, we're looking for this last retracement off of all this stuff to set us up for the bigger year-end run. Let's jump to, I'll come back to this in a second. We got to get to Coinbase because, guys, Coinbase is triggered. It has triggered so many massive. This is the scenario, and let's just dive right in here. Okay, Bitcoin, king of beers, king of assets. Daily HSI triggered. We talked about that last session. Now we have a dot. Hello, dot. Daily dot. We've seen this story before. And I'd have to draw your attention back to June. And it's probably something like that. And I was saying this on Tuesday. No reason why anyone should fear any kind of retracement. People were freaking out when we went from 123 to 113, 111-ish. Well, here's a dot. So Bitcoin's ready, and this is probably becoming a leading asset I think Bitcoin, in terms of allocation, I've always said this, you guys, for the last, well, for this cycle at least, that this is definitely a Bitcoin allocation cycle. You need money flowing into Bitcoin. Bitcoin even seems to be leading all markets in terms of allocation. We're getting signals, like we have a daily signal now. This is exactly the retrace I talked about, where I want NASDAQ and S&P to retrace at a high level, give us a continuation HSI yellow dot, and then get ready to go, because we're here under 120. We're scraping 111 just a couple days ago. And what is 111? 111, remember, 4-hour time frame, just continues to print back to back to back. And it's like this. There you go. So hop level a couple weeks ago at 123. We come all the way down. We have we print a bullish crab. I would have loved to seen 111 even tagged. Didn't. But the fact that we have a bullish pattern against this reaction, a couple of oversold triggers, that's strong. That's a look. If you're looking for Bitcoin to develop some major structures, especially in the 4-hour where we can look left and then launch, that's ideal. And the 4-hour here going forward, I mean, rest of the year, guys, is what you're going to be focused on. The weekly, the monthly objectives, we know. We're just, play it like this. You're in a retrace, okay, a little retrace channel. Let it do its thing. Come out of here, and then probably another week or so of action. We will find ourselves beginning to get back into this area, 118 to 123, somewhere here. Isn't ETH leading? I don't think so. Do you think Ethereum has been leading the whole cycle? Ethereum is just winding up. Bitcoin is, Bitcoin to go to new highs, and every time Bitcoin is able to make that continuation leg, for me, and I've been saying this the last couple of years, the last year and a half, that has to happen first. Bitcoin has to do that first before we can do anything else. What's up, Chris? Chris wants to look at XRP. We will. A couple others, guys. What's up? 1231 wants to look at Palantir. How high Palantir? Palantir is a market cap play, guys. You got to think Palantir is probably on tap for a $1 trillion market cap. When will it pull back? Again, probably you got to monitor that on a 4-hour. We'll get to that in a second. A couple more here. What's up? Incredible saying, am I buying the SMCI dip? Well, how much did it dip? Are we down to those numbers we talked about? 47? Yeah, remember, we're just 60. We'll get to that. Put that on tap. Regardless, let's wrap up the Bitcoin crypto idea, strategy going into the weekend, okay? We're up here against the deep crab. Again, I'm not looking for gangbuster action until really we're above this hop level. So we're in this new zone. 115 prior was the breakout point. We pierced it. We've back tested it. So now this is potentially a critical spot where, are we going to go retest 111 one more time? I would prefer that. Before we do this kind of a thing, I would like to see the crab and the T1 come back in. I would think something like that. And then we go. Okay, really, it's just a matter of detail. Can we go up, come back, retest, and then whatever that is, this, however we complete this real tight consolidation, guys. Okay, once we resolve that, and it's probably more about time than anything else, this is the final point. Final retrace. Come on back, tag it, set it up, and go. Yeah, we'll see that. Don't know. What's up, Matt? Matt's saying BTC is putting in a shark on the weekly. A C point on an 886 shark on the weekly. What do you mean? Where? I don't see that. Listen, guys. This is my only concern. Not even concern. This is my only scenario going forward. All right. It's just a matter of where do we launch there? Call it 2618, like there. I want to get to that. All right. So whether there's a small shark or something in between, this is getting ruled by your weekly chart. And yeah, we're going to have, we just went through a 10% Bitcoin correction. We will have several of those on the way up, but the weekly is fully in charge, guys. And look, I'm targeting this 2618 before the end of the year. Before the end of the year, 160. That's a lot. It's a big assumption, but that's the plan. You got it. Thank you, Lino. How you doing today? Appreciate it. Yeah, we can go to. We'll do that in a second. I'll take your shills in a second. So again, the Bitcoin scenario, which dominates the whole crypto allocation cycle, is like this. We're pausing. Follow it on a 4-hour chart. Give me my next trigger. I mean, in fact, the type 1 off of this crab pattern is almost done. So close. Had we tagged 11,242, I would have said that's probably it. You're not even going to get a full type 1. But give it time. Again, clear. I have no concerns about Bitcoin. Okay. I embrace the pullback. I hope we get retracements. But the fact is, we're printing a yellow dot here today off of this little HSI. That's a huge development. Okay, it's only on harmonic pattern collection, harmonic strength index, our proprietary indicator. That's what we have. Okay, get over, people. You know what to do. Get over and send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Get the 14-day free trial. Okay, that's what we do. Please join us there. And everybody else, especially new folks, listen, you start for free. Register now as a basic member and check out all the resources. Guys, I would think you have about 2 or 3 weeks left before things start really firing up for the year-end run. So if you're new, take that to heart. Prepare. We're kind of in this next wave, and this next wave is we talked about last year at this exact time, okay? Gearing up for what is to come for that September, October run. And here we are. And I would say it's the second part of this whole setup about ready to go. So Bitcoin here with the dot, daily dot. Again, look at the last several setups with the last couple of daily dots there, and even all the way back here. When we're in the vicinity of a bullish dot with Bitcoin trending like it is, stay with it. What's supposed to happen is this is supposed to not only continue now, but that would then officially fail the shark. You have that HSI bullish against the bearish shark pattern. Now another one after a brief retrace. That tells me this is a dud. That tells me this is strong. And get ready for that larger continuation move. Once we clear it, 120, 121, there's really nothing above these levels. I think it's more like, from here to like 130, 132-ish as the next upside objective. Yes, that high. Yes. Great to see you guys. Come on in. Settle on in. Yep. Yeah, I will. I'll jump to there in a second. Uh, Really quick, because someone mentioned it, Ethereum, just to kind of check in where it is. I know everyone is hyper focused on Ethereum as a signal to get really the rest of the market going, but I still say, guys, it is Bitcoin. I've been saying this the whole time, last year and a half, that Bitcoin has to be the one that's running first. So regardless of what Ethereum does, you're up here at 3,800 and a couple of triple tops. What you're looking for, and we just got some early signs that we have a bullish HSI there. We got to get above. Look, here's the big wedge on the monthly, guys. There's your Ethereum harmonic pattern framework that needs to happen. We need to break out from here of this whole wedge. It's a massive wedge. It just hasn't confirmed yet. Once we do, you take it to the 1618. Top side. Really, I know it is, I've said previously, it's more like a butterfly because your B point here is 786-ish, maybe 6K. 16187K. But looking good. Oh, other one, look, XRP. Okay, XRP, hold on. Come on, where'd you go? Hold on. XRP, I need the long-term weekly chart. There you go. No, where is it? There it is. Okay, so Bitstamp, or even better, Binance. That's the whole monthly situation on XRP. It is still kind of a W framework. It really is this Gartley at the 786, which is 270, guys, 265. That's now support. We bounced out that last week. What you're looking for is this thing to get going and then make the move to new highs and fail that monthly framework. More like this. Fail from here, okay, and it's, I would say, a close above 340 or any close above 350 seals it to where we're targeting a 1618 breakout, and that's like 540. But that's when Bitcoin does its bigger move as well. All right, watch it on weekly here. All right, because I've seen people start to say, "Oh, okay, yeah, XRP failed that high." No, it didn't. It did not. Not there. We have a daily. Okay, we got this couple of patterns at 354. And again, I would say getting above this 360, 370 area is where things can really happen. But a lot like Bitcoin and several other of these major crypto plays, we are now getting a counter, HSI. That's a bullish trigger now today with a dot against a bearish zone. That should set it off where this is just a reaction and take it now. I mean now. We are after today, guys. We get past this dot, this zone. This should start to fail where by Tuesday, we come back here on Tuesday next week, we're like 320, 330, and we're starting to make our way back up like that. I think XRP chart's fine. I think Bitcoin has already proven itself. And now you're looking for the larger development to begin. Absolutely. What's up, Greg? Ahoy. Absolutely. Couple more. Jeremy, what's up with Monero? Somebody's cashing out? I don't know. I haven't looked at that. in a while, but let's take a quick look. Monero. There you go. Yes and no. There's Monero down 23 today, but this had a great run. Yeah. Weekly, can't get above. Yeah, I mean, Monero, the whole Monero deal has to take out these all-time highs. All-time highs. So cashing out, maybe, but it's been a remarkable 4+X run. I would just let that come back in. I think there's probably the obvious ones where, you know, there's obvious crypto not moving at all, and then there's things that are trending. I mean, here's Stellar Lumens, guys. Big push up, decides to pause, looking for the next entry point. And look, here we have another HSI, counter HSI dot within the continuation. Also, I mentioned last time, it's a higher level. It's forming at a higher level. So that's the first time we've seen it. HSI yellow dot forming here where it's above, you know, all this consolidation noise for 3 to 6 months. Will that trigger on Stellar Lumens? Yellow dot, basically 36, 37 cents, is the first higher signal substantially we've seen since the low. Should be a continuation. And there you go. Look, here's Stellar Lumens now. Need a day or two? This is going to be an interesting weekend coming up. I don't think a lot of people are aware of the turnaround that's already taking place. A lot of people are, I don't know, they're just hypersensitive to retracements, but retracements can be healthy. And this, with amplified, we need to see that break above. That's Lumens. Couple more, and I'm going to just kind of get through this today. Keep it somewhat brief. Chain link for GTX 82. What do we see here? Another dot. Another daily and high level dot where it matters. Why does it matter? Because you have no more room here. You have HSI on the daily at around 16 and change. And today we have a dot. So what that means is that this should be a high level continuation. Should not see this check back. Maybe some kind of retest against today's open, like 1660. But with chain link, a lot of patterns here. You're looking for it to continue from there. I mean, dare I say, it's like 15, 16, trailing support going forward to go higher. Now. I mean now. Not in 2 months, not in 2 weeks. I'm talking over the next several sessions. Okay, in the next week, this should trigger now. Couple others. Keyser wants to look at SUI. I haven't seen that in a while. Are we above or below 4? We're below 4. 4 was the shark. SUI is like this. Okay, back-to-back shark patterns. We talked about why that $4 level was so critical. And you have patterns back here, 205. New dot, all right, that's somewhere around 350 with a shark to 50-ish around 308. And you're looking for just places to jump on with this one. You know, and we're not looking for $3 or $4. I mean, SUI, if it's really going to do something, you go from here. And I would call it out for what it is a potential crab development where you're looking for a 1618 to $8. It happens on a close above these levels at 441, 450. That's our assumption. Should be your assumption for all crypto that has a nice trend. Any crypto that has a nice trend like this, progress, retracement, progress, retracement, progress again. Definitely. FWOG, you and Mitch Wayne are. Mitch sent me a note on this too. FWOG. I don't know. This is the meme coin or a meme coin. Recovery play. Yeah, okay. I mean, I see what you're getting at, and it's more like this, the daily time frame, because you have a deep this bat here, and you're deeply oversold. Not trending though. Recovery play, but not trending. I would say, okay, you're at 4.5 cents at the moment. Your target area is like 343 is the XA level, but it would have to blast 7 before you can make any larger assumptions. ICP, why ICP? What's up, Million Miles? He's asking for ICP. I don't know, because I see something different. I see something, even though you got patterns down here, languishing. I would rather be Bitcoin, XRP, XLM than something like this. And it might work out, but you're scraping here, and you've been scraping for a long time. I don't want to scrape. I don't want to have to guess it. Okay, I should be able to come into a market, any crypto that's doing like nice move up, retrace, up again, retrace, go again. That's not ICP. Lino wants to look at LCX. Is this another one? Yeah, we're bottom fishing, guys. And not to say that you're wrong here. It's just don't expect much. Around 11 cents here, right where you are right now. Sure, lots of dots, lots of support. Okay, but can we clear this? Clear that downtrend? Not yet. You know, amplified HSI. Trying to poke the 50 now. Yeah, maybe. I mean, this is the weekly is like that. That's interesting too. But you probably have a few more weeks of work before we can bust that downtrend. Would I consider LCX as a trending coin? Not really. No, I mean, not really. There's the weekly chart, you know. It's holding lows, but that's not trending. Guys, trending is like this. You're up, you make a higher low. That's usually like 50 or a 618 and go higher and do it again. But if you go all the way like 886 or something, that's more of a reset. And that's what LCX did on the last time. Of all coins, Doge? No. No. Let me just kind of scroll back here. Fernando wants to look at Pepe. I'll take like 2 more of these. Pepe's interesting. All right. Anything on the daily? Sure is. I mean, this is not aggressively trending, but you could say something like that about Pepe. That's working. You have patterns. You have another dot. I mean, today is the day of dots. Dot in the crypto sphere. There you go. I mean, that's Pepe. Look at it here. Just, it's going to take time. You know, slightly under like 1 millionth or 100,000th. 1075, 1075, like that. Okay. Currently. Type 2 would be back at 858. But, I would be patient with this. I wouldn't expect much of these to really do any kind of major blast until the rest of the market's rolling. Sand, has that come up? Not really. Sandbox is probably one of the more frustrating ones because it did so much last cycle. Let's just look at the patterns here. I mean, there's lots of back-to-back-to-back patterns. Your bat patterns are all around generally 34 to 20 cents is your big range. But on this test, we're all the way back at lows. We were scraping as low as what, 20, 23 or 22? Currently 27. Maybe after tomorrow because of this daily dot. You're looking for, hoping, wanting this to happen. Sandbox gets out of the hole and starts to move above 30, 35. But we haven't seen much. Give it a little time. Give it a little time. Snipes, what's up? Let's look at Vet. BE Chain. Yet another one, right? All the way back down to 2 cents, and I think that's the spot to look for it. Not a heck of a lot of development, guys. We're scraping all-time new lows on Vet. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe, but that's your scene. Okay? Vet has, look at the massive patterns it has. Big bat, small bat. Come on, back, bat. Let me blow this up so you can really see it. So you're back down here. I would be looking at it, but if it doesn't move for a month or two, don't worry about it. I wouldn't be surprised. That's kind of how you're going to have to play some of these lower cap crypto plays that are they're not moving yet. Got to give them time. And probably 30 bars when you go sideways like that is a minimum. One or two more. KAS. Caspa. Has this done anything? 8 cents. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, Caspa has been stuck in this lower range around 7, 8. There's some patterns there. I would think, though, with this kind of a crypto, and this is like so many of these, that, yeah, look for the ideal setup might be at 6 cents, but until you can get above this downtrend line, you're not going to get anything else. Now, maybe it goes to 6 and then back to 10. Great move, but the huge crypto multi-bagger move, no. No, I mean, look, that's definite progress off of the 23 cycle, but you need to break that downtrend. You break the downtrend, then you've got possibilities. All right, Lino. Last one, GRT, the graph. The graph, hold on. Ooh. There you go. There's the all-time chart on the graph. And you're just flatlined at 9 cents, guys. So is that trending? Seriously, is that trending or not? It's not trending. What do you do with it? You wait for some signals. I don't have any signals on that. I know a lot of people talk about it, but are you going to go in there and just expect immediate change, especially after we've been at this price level for 4 months? I don't think we'll stay there, but just know the fact that we've been here sideways for 4 months. We had these patterns back in 2022. So in effect, it is a type 2. Just needs more time. I'm not, again, I wouldn't trade, I wouldn't chase it, and I'm carefully selecting what crypto I'm even going to mess with. And that's all right. Smart contract for CAS in 25 days, maybe. William's saying Cubic is trying a 51% takeover of XMR. Are they? Wow. Not bad. I know we looked at that. We've looked at that a few times at much lower prices. Yeah, if anything, look, that this is the type 1. Okay, 20596. Can we get this? Like, we're almost oversold on HSI. Wait for it. Just let it come in, do its inflection, and then it'll come out over here and you can start again. Yeah. I think that's a lot of these that are printing bearish patterns. Let them finish the type 1 reaction and then look. Definitely. Couple more. All right, Fernando, that's cool. Let's circle back. NASDAQ. I said NASDAQ. NASDAQ up 50 already. Off the lows that we started today. Keep an eye on it. NASDAQ here. Looking for this turnaround. Look, the type 1's hit. Gap filled. This is for the rest of the day, guys. I kind of like that setup. But let's look at some individuals here that you guys mentioned. SMCI is that has reversed off of some daily setup. There you go. Remember that? Remember the 6201? And then right down to target 1. Maybe next week. Maybe next week on Super Micro. Because we're in the oversold now. But it's close. And that should only be a reaction. I'm not concerned about that. If anything, embrace it. Look at target 1 here. Yeah, we're 2 points under target 1, but you're definitely in this vicinity to trigger it. And that's always been the green box we've been looking at. So consider today, nice breakdown. We're going to need to trigger that oversold arrow before we can go again. Couple more. Tesla. Tesla is another. I am just sticking to the framework. I really want to be patient. You guys know Tesla 267 is a massive retest. A lot of people are floating this idea. I see this a lot. A lot of people are saying, yeah, Tesla's a massive wedge in the weekly, about to break out and make not only the higher move, but the generational move, if you will. I'm not opposed to that idea, but I think you need a couple more weeks of work to the upside. 1, to see if this is really going to crack it now, and 2, to see if we actually do hit the daily type 1, or excuse me, the type 2 retest. Type 2 retest target of this pattern. 267. I'm stay with that for now. Unless it gets away from me, just patience. Okay. DJT. Yeah. What's up, Daniel? Let's look at DJT. Now that's the Trump stock, right? Not the transports. Because there's the Trump media. And it's a Gartley. crab really coming together. And 1579. Just I'm looking here on the Trump thing. 1579. Whatever their media company is. Definitely not a trending market, but it's type 2 with confirmation, so I'm looking a little bit lower. But I like the idea. I do. I really do. I think Robinhood's better. Someone want to look at Coinbase. And so what was Coinbase? But this kind of massive weekly, monthly rejection. Where is it? Come on back. So it was a hop rejection. You have 416 back down. Currently 311. And look, we're crossing the 50 now. We're almost at the 50 on amplified. So this probably is still a little further downside. Not yet. A little further downside. And target one, just to keep you guys clear on that, is 229. There's the daily. And daily's printing an HSI arrow, but not until we get a check back, 2 green bars. So just be patient with that. It's a heck of a move, but not a biggie, not of consequence. What's up, Daniel? American Eagle. Is that? Hold on. Let's see if I still remember. Is it AEOS? Nope. AEO. I thought so. Let's take a look at that. You were saying they're going nuts. I don't think so. Maybe that's just in the media. The chart looks not bad with a couple of back-to-back bat patterns, but you know you're going to take a long time before that thing turns around. At 1183, guys, it's not a bad idea, but if you're going to be in there, make sure you trade it. I mean, you get up to 2044, you take it. Take it. But I like that. That's all right. Yeah. What's Blush IPO? Blush, is that open? I don't even have it. Yeah, I don't even have that. Um, yeah, I can look at that. Hold on, let me catch up with the rest of the chat here. We got DJT, looked at Dodge. BTBT for Greg. I'm not, you guys know how I feel about the miners. Kind of sluggish, not doing much. And same with Bit Digital here. That was 4 not too long ago, now back under 3. Not the first time either. You know, this thing's been rejected a number of times. Daily, you got to look. Here's the retest point around 280, but we do have this XA level at 233. Boy, that would be incredible. I'll look for that. Yep. Hold on. A couple more. Bear with me. Aye, 1 second, guys. Thanks. Couple more. What's Toshi? Re-up. What's Is that a crypto? Toshi USD? We'll find out. I guess Toshi USD. Take an abbreviated Satoshi name and turn it into a crypto. Yeah, that's on Coinbase. So, man, I can't really offer much because one, the action's somewhat muted. Okay, and two, are you playing for target or are you playing for moon? Because off of this kind of a type 1 reaction, there to there or even there as a secondary, you're looking for it to go back from here to XA hop level like here. It's not a crazy amount. What we all want is when is the moon phase going to come back in and then just take us for the ride like that. We're not there yet. That's a bullish IPO on BLSH. I'll bring that back on Tuesday. I'll look it up. Couple more. What's up? Kasa's looking at Reddit puts. Remember Reddit? Reddit was this. Reddit was the bat. There's HSI and a dot and sends it back up. Now we're at the 886. So, to really get higher and really do things for Reddit, you got to get above like 230-ish. It is constructive that you're already at the swing 886, but check this out. Okay, if you're really going to get this continuation, you got to get above here. You have to get above 210. Yeah. Couple more. Reddit's at the 886 there. Yeah, I think it's a great comeback story. Beautiful uptrend, sell it down, beautiful recovery. I know they were talking a lot of negative stuff back here, but now just do the continuation. Little pause for the moment. On the 4-hour, looks like yay. Yeah, another yellow dot. So wherever the next oversold on 4-hour for Reddit. I like it. We've talked about it. We've talked about why this counter signal was so critical a couple weeks ago, and now you're up. Possible long-term little spot play for Alec. Yeah, look, I'm thinking if Bitcoin really starts to move up here, we will clear 120. And so where to go? Like, we want stuff that's moving, right? So Bitcoin's moving, Ethereum is moving, but it's not all-time new high. XRP did break out to all-time highs. So it would be stuff like that where on a pullback, yes, probably the place to go. Couple more for you guys, the crew here. Crocs for Daniel. Boy, I haven't looked at that in a while. 76 down big today. Huh. Crocs. That's a whole lot of patterns. Down big today, so I'm not saying jump into it, but 75, maybe 65-ish might be a good place to start with that. I don't do the dragon doji. That's not me. the dragonfly or whatever pattern you're saying there, Raja. Um, but I will look at Intel. Intel sucking more wind. When will Intel start moving? Because we're back at 20. Not yet. I'm starting to not like Intel because if we take out the lows, look, we're right at the lows. Got to give that more time. I mean, stocks too. Just because I'm bullish on the stocks does not mean it's not going to have some days where, hey, we're overdone. Um, Hold on. There you go. But stocks is like that, 5,600-ish. We did get a yellow dot on the weekly last week. There's the bullish, and the bullish has a counter daily HSI. Should be a bit of a fight, but I kind of like the fact that that is right here. And we all know the situation. Once we clear all of this, okay, general assumption is get above 6K and continue. Of course. Um, Still in the 2217 zone. Oh, that's Intel. Yeah. Yeah. One of my worst, just least favorite market plays of the last whatever, 6 months, year. Yep. Couple more guys. Jeremy wants to look at the Dow. I think that's Dow Chemical, right, Jeremy? Dow Chemical. What's with it with these? Because I'm a big believer fundamentally in these kind of companies, but this action, trading action, has been really something else. Dow was 65, now it's 21. Where's the offer? You know, where's the opportunity? It's coming up, but look, monthly is oversold. Amplified RSI oversold as well in a big way. Both of those need to give us a nice turn, inflect higher, and then go again. First HSI. Yeah, it's all right. Hey, if you sold your Reddit yesterday, you can go buy it back today or even tomorrow. I don't know. I don't want that buyer seller remorse. Couple more, guys. I'm calling it early Thursday. Anyway, Scott, do you think any new short? Oh, I just missed you. Do I think any new short or long term tickers you were looking at? What do I think about Meta Planet? I think it was a big hype move. The MT, where'd you go? MTPLF, right? Meta Planet, all the rage like a month ago. I just think, look, you're going to come up, you pop up, you go crazy, you 10x. That's not sustainable. So let it come back down here. Now 7, under 7, was 12 something a few weeks ago. Something like that. Again, you got to let that trigger first. Good thing it's a yellow dot, but look, after the yellow dot, it retests and bear and bear and bear and bear. That's not normally how HSI is supposed to turn. But I'll keep an eye on it, and it should be pretty much 785 is that target level, right? 785 is the target. Few others. Joby Aviation. Yeah, well, we talked about Joby Remember we were first talking about hot stocks in May when things were really firing up? Joby was on the list. And I think Joby was on the list because of this. It did a monster move. I was thinking like when we got to 12, 13, that was it. It went to 20. Joby's interesting. Aviation plays. It's like ASTS and a couple others. Need to get, think about it this way. Goes out with the IPO, comes all the way back, crashes, bases. To really begin a new cycle, we need to be above 17 firmly. But it's a good idea. I wait for the pullback. Yes, Jerry. What's up, Echo? Yes, Jerry, my long lost friend for sure. A couple others. Ryan Brennan, what's up? You're new. Welcome to the show. VSCO, Victoria's Secret. Ooh, don't tell my wife. Victoria's Secret. Okay, this is the post Epstein, post what's his name, Wexler. Victoria's Secret. This is not your mother's Victoria's Secret, people. This is the woke Victoria's Secret, you know? The woke Victoria's Secret with like the 3X and 5X and size 15 lingerie. And maybe they'll have a market for that, but harmonically, I got you. Type O. Type 2. Type O. You know what I was absolutely Freudian slip of to say size 0. Not type 2 or not type 0 or size 0, type 2. But I like it. Interesting play. Thanks for bringing that up. I think that's I like that. I will look at that because it did the 1 and now the 2, and maybe things can happen here. This is the new Victoria's Secret. This used to be an amazing stock on its own. Yeah, size 0, guys. Give me size 0s. Size 2, 4, 6. That's cool. No offense to anybody. I'm not fat shaming anybody. Target. What's up, Thales? Thales, how's it going, man? Are you improving, Thales? And he's on the plan. How's it going? I need to know. Thales, you need to send me an email. Just check in with me. Let me know, guys. Let me know how it's doing. Target is this massive bat-ish at 100. There's a few things here. Again, a recovery play. When will we be in that generational wave bull market for where it broadens out in an unbelievable fashion to get stocks like this moving again, like retail and other stock sectors that are total slump, when we get out of this hole at 100? And I think it's a good sign. It's one to watch. It's a big pattern. Wasn't there monthly? Yeah. And Target. Think of it this way, okay? So Target, they went through their massive expansion cycle. Then they got busted on their woke. Whoever did that. I mean, again, when they did that, they did a woke campaign a couple years ago, and I'm telling you, my wife went to the store and saw the displays, and she walked out because he was 3 years old, and my 3-year-old literally said, "Mommy, why is a man wearing a woman's bathing suit?" He was 3 years old. He said that. Usually, you're not going to attract mothers and people that are just, your regular, don't care, everyday shopper. That's what that was. But in all of that stupidity, it sets up a pretty powerful pattern where, think of it this way. Is Target going out of business? No. Is the U.S. consumer going to keep spending? Absolutely. I mean, Walmart's a better play than Target, but that's probably the best opportunity for Target in years, maybe 10 years, because you go back, look, when's the last time we saw something like this? Last monthly pattern, okay, it was back in '09 after the financial crisis, and then it did a what, a 10x. I'm not saying 10x from here, but double, triple, longer term. I do. I'm not gonna deny it. I like the pattern. I like the framework. We got an HSI last month. I'll get that. Maybe I'll get long that pretty soon. Couple more. What's up, Flores Boss? Have I looked at ASML? Sure I have. We've talked about that for months. I don't care where it is. I like it. Buy it. Buy more. Keep buying semiconductors, people. Semiconductors are what is going to lead this NASDAQ to rip higher. There's ASML. It's a shark. Back at 700, sure. We've been consolidating here, but look, it's just a matter of time before this thing bottoms out and you're looking for that move back up higher. I'll tell you, all-time new highs for Broadcom today, guys. And who told you? Who said Broadcom to 330? Me. There's your numbers, 1618, guys. Broadcom still to 330, and if not higher. Broadcom is the next NVIDIA. It's like NVIDIA JV. Think of it that way. Floyd's Garage is saying Joby, Archer, and EVTL are the vertical takeoff stocks. Okay. Yeah, I maybe we'll talk about that next week. Archer, another one. Wayne's saying he found a 4-hour pattern on Metaplanet. Guys, I'd wait for the dailies. Wait for those daily triggers. They're just so much more reliable. Yeah. Alec over in Louisiana wants to look at RPI. What's that, man? On LSE? London Stock Exchange or Rapid Micro Biosystems? RPI. Don't know. I don't know what that is. Some London thing. I don't know, man. Daniel, it's probably the greatest rhyme ever. Go woke, go broke. That absolutely truth. Total truth. Dow Chemical, you mean? I think. All right. And this is a good spot maybe to wrap up on stocks because there are a ton of these. We looked at Target. We look at Dow Chemical here. I really like, guys, I like these ideas for super long-term money. Why? Well, they're not going to go out of business. Yeah, you got a lot of pressure on them, but that's when you pick them up. These are, I like to call them forever stocks. Dow Chemical is never going out of business. I'm sorry, it's just not. Okay, there's the weekly. Weekly with a bat. It was a new IPO. The renewed release here went up. There's your 886 retrace. It's, even though this was an old stock that went private, then became public, the new pricing came out and is now doing is a perfect example of an 886 reset. So I would be looking somewhere here. I think that is a crazy, absolute crazy price at 20. And then plus they pay dividend. What's that yield? I'll have to come back to that. I'm really curious to see what the dividend yield is. But that's for longer term money, You pretty much buy it and you forget it. Why is it a 13% dividend yield? I'll have to look into that, why that is a 13% yield. But if it's not going out of business, I'll take the 13% yield. But it's like that, Target, or here's the other one, Whirlpool. Okay? Whirlpool. I like Whirlpool a lot here. Again, think super long term. You're buying it on a discount. It's something that will take 6 months or more to turn around. But that's where you stick some long-term money that you don't even have to think about long-term. Whirlpool, around 80, maybe 78. And what's the dividend yield there? 8.4%. Are you kidding me? I like that stuff. You know why? We've seen this before, kids. You know, remember Philip Morris? Okay, Philip Morris. That's like Philip Morris down here at 64 back in 2020 on the weekly chart, or even the other pattern we looked at Philip Morris, which was 87, all the way back here, 90. And now Philip Morris again, I would look at that. Philip Morris, look, again, not going out of business, had a nice retracement. The yield is kind of weak at 3.23, but that's working. And then Altria is working too. You guys know I love Altria. This is a sleeper and a half. It's a slow mover. Buy it, run it. Still going to get 6.46. And that's on a rope. You're just going to continue this uptrend channel like that. Yeah, it's not going to be super sexy like a Tesla or a Meta, but you're not going to get hurt. You are not going to get hurt. A couple more. Yeah, I guess so. You got that. Listen, guys, I'm wrapping up my vacation, so I'm going to check out now. That's all I have for today. But I'm fine with all of this, and in fact, next week we should be looking for some bigger development across the board, especially with after getting through this current retracement. So again, get over to harmonictrader.com right there. Okay, become a basic member. I'll give away next week on Tuesday. I'll give away a couple to make up for today, but I got to get back on with my time off. All right. TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Get your 14-day free trial. Otherwise, just connect with me over on the Discord. That's what I have. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Love you lots. Till Tuesday.